Jake Paul's a fraud in terms of boxing. But worse than that, after all his hype about what he was going to do to Joshua, what did we see? We saw a cowardly display from a guy who shouldn't be anywhere near.
You've upset some of the people involved.
Hate it, bro. I'm good. I have thick skin, but it's just like so annoying. It's like, why am I giving
an absolute idiot? There was no reason for, first of all, you go to jail. Why would Netflix, the biggest streaming platform in the world, partake in anything like that? Just use your brain. And MVP, too much to lose. You go to jail. Federal effing.
We're searching for. It's also unclear if Paul was home at the time. The Bureau said in a statement to LA's ABC7, the affidavit in support of the search warrant is sealed and we are therefore prohibited from commenting as to the nature of the investigation. They added that no arrests were planned. According to TMZ, a quote, small militia in armored trucks wearing SWAT and/or tactical gear was seen leaving his house.
Breaking news has shaken boxing to its core, as Jake Paul has reportedly been banned from boxing following explosive claims linking him to Anthony Joshua's car accident. This is no longer YouTube drama or cloud chasing. The sport has drawn a hard line, and Jake Paul has finally crossed it.
And then the third time they banned me.
This is where the situation turns dark and serious. Reports of an FBI investigation completely change the narrative because this is no longer boxing banter. Anthony Joshua is the victim here, while Jake Paul is once again surrounded by chaos and suspicion that the sport simply cannot ignore.
The YouTube star was reportedly not present in the home when the search happened. The LA Times reporting that multiple weapons were found and taken from the property. The FBI has confirmed that no arrests were made.
Johnny Nelson puts everything into perspective. This is not about headlines or hype merchants chasing attention. This is about life and loss. Anthony Joshua survived something truly horrific, while Jake Paul drama feels small and reckless by comparison. Boxing demands respect, and moments like this expose who really understands that responsibility.
This is serious. This is a serious situation, so you've got to forget that now. This is somebody's son. These are somebody's son. This is somebody's life. These boys have lost their lives. So people need to just put the boxing thing to one side. And I understand, that could have been AJ. AJ could have been sat on the other side. So again, it could have been a Rocky Marciano scenario all over again. But it wasn't. But still, those two other lives were just as valuable as Anthony Joshua's. And so you've got to give it the same consideration, the same passion, the same understanding, the same patience. And just, when you're talking career, you know what? It's nothing. It means nothing in comparison.
This is exactly where the story takes a disturbing turn. Anthony Joshua is dragged into something that goes far beyond boxing, while Jake Paul's name keeps surfacing in places it should never be. When respected figures call it bizarre, it usually means the situation is far more serious than fans were first led to believe.
I hear what you're saying. You're probably saying, what the hell has this got to do with Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul? Well, this is where it gets really bizarre. Let's go and take a look.
Trying to twist Anthony Joshua into some dark narrative is desperate and unfair. Anyone who knows him understands discipline, respect, and control define his character. Jake Paul thrives on symbolism and controversy because it keeps his name alive. Anthony Joshua has never needed gimmicks to make statements. The difference is clear. One man speaks with actions inside the ring, while the other hides behind conspiracy and noise outside it.
Why has this piqued my interest? Well, I did a deep dive into Jake Paul back along. I'll come on to that. But then you saw this symbolism that Anthony Joshua did twice in the ring, which at first viewing looks like he's threatening Jake Paul. I'm going to kill you. That in itself, coming from a Muslim and a nice guy, because Anthony Joshua comes across as a nice guy.
This clip hits hard because it strips away all the hype. Anthony Joshua nearly lost his life, and suddenly money, fame, and Jake Paul numbers mean absolutely nothing. While Paul walks away richer and louder, the real fighter is fighting for recovery and survival. Moments like this expose the emptiness of celebrity boxing and remind fans who the true warriors of the sport really are.
Was on top of the world. Apparently he'd pocketed $92 million from his Jake Paul fight. The American audience was in love with him. His star was bigger than ever. And then just yesterday we see footage like this of AJ being pulled from the wreckage in a situation where if he'd just sat on the other side of the car, they wouldn't have been pulling him out alive. There's no way he would have survived. And it puts everything into perspective, this. It really does.
John Fury speaks from the heart, and it cuts through all the noise instantly. When someone like him pauses the boxing talk and focuses purely on life, it shows how serious the situation around Anthony Joshua truly is. Survival becomes the only thing that matters. In moments like this, the sport unites behind one of its own. While Jake Paul continues to attract controversy wherever his name appears, Anthony Joshua receives genuine respect and prayers from real boxing figures who understand sacrifice, danger, and reality inside and outside the ring.
Bless you, AJ. You're one lucky lad. God bless you, my lad. Glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck, everybody, and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can.
Eddie Hearn's words underline the human side of Anthony Joshua that fans sometimes forget. Behind the fame and titles is a man with family pain and responsibility. Support replaces promotion and care replaces contracts. That contrast matters. While Jake Paul often turns chaos into content, Anthony Joshua's team closes ranks to protect well-being and dignity. Boxing at its best is about loyalty and leadership, and this response shows exactly why Joshua commands respect across the entire sport.
For them and the family, anything they need, you know, sometimes when someone is a star, they have a lot of things in their life taken care of for them. So you really have to move into that mode in this situation as well. Make sure obviously they're getting the best medical attention, make sure their family are safe and happy and as happy as can be.
Reactions like this reveal how deeply Anthony Joshua's situation has shaken the boxing community. There is anger, concern, and disbelief mixed together because something does not sit right. When Jake Paul's name is mentioned alongside such a serious incident, it naturally raises questions. Fighters and trainers who have lived the dangers of the sport know what real risk looks like. That is why Anthony Joshua is met with sympathy and protection, while Jake Paul is viewed with suspicion and frustration.
Quick video this morning on the AJ crush. AJ, you've got a guardian angel, my friend. God had his arms wrapped around you then. Condolences to the deceased. So terrible, young people. It just goes to show you, it's a stark reminder, but people, you've got to start paying attention. When driving a vehicle, you've got to be on clock at all times in a sound mind. Please don't drink. When you think it's all right, it's not. Please don't drug. When you think you can, you can't. It's a stark reminder that life's most fragile when you're enjoying yourself at the most. You know, when you're in a good time and you're not thinking and everything's dandy, that's when tragedy can strike. That's when you're most vulnerable. So may God give the deceased a good bed in heaven, 2 young men. But people have to wake up and start learning and start putting it out there to people that you can't drive a vehicle.
Joe Rogan's reaction shows how close Anthony Joshua came to tragedy. Fine margins decided everything, and that reality hits hard. Boxing fans understand danger, but moments like this remind everyone how fragile life really is. Joshua escaping with his life feels nothing short of miraculous. Against that backdrop, Jake Paul's controversies feel hollow and misplaced. The focus shifts from entertainment to gratitude and survival, reinforcing why Anthony Joshua's journey carries genuine weight beyond social media noise.
I mean,
that's bonkers. Thank God he didn't have a seatbelt on. I never say that. Thank God he didn't have a fucking seatbelt on, because if he did,
there's no way
he would be dead.
There's
Probably,
no
or fucking severe.
Alexander Usyk's message carries enormous weight because it comes from a rival who understands respect at the highest level. Loss and grief are acknowledged before boxing ever enters the conversation. Anthony Joshua is treated as a champion in character, not just ability. That mutual respect defines elite fighters. Meanwhile, Jake Paul remains outside that circle, chasing attention while others mourn real people and real consequences. This response highlights who truly belongs in boxing's inner sanctum.
Alexander Usyk said, "This is an unbelievable loss. Sinna and Latif are 2 incredible people who were not only part of AJ's team, but also friends. My sincere condolences to their families, loved ones, and everyone who knew them. Anthony Joshua, wishing you a speedy recovery. Stay strong, champ."
This is the moment where everything becomes painfully real. Anthony Joshua is not just a headline or a superstar name here. He is a man who survived while people close to him lost their lives. That reality changes the entire tone of this story. Boxing fades into the background because loss does not care about fame or money. The respect shown by voices like Liam Guff reflects how the boxing world actually behaves in moments of tragedy. Contrast that with Jake Paul, whose name continues to be surrounded by controversy rather than compassion. When serious incidents occur, character is exposed. Anthony Joshua is met with prayers and unity, while Jake Paul is met with questions and doubt. That difference matters deeply in a sport built on honor, courage, and accountability.
Anthony Joshua injured in car accident. 2 people who I believe were with Anthony Joshua were friends of his have tragically passed away. Before I carry on reading the article, the 2 people who have tragically passed, my condolences is all I can say to their friends and families. We'll definitely offer up some prayers for them.
Hearing John Fury repeat those words says everything about how close Anthony Joshua came to losing his life. There is no bravado here, no hype, no performance. It is raw relief. This is a veteran fighting man recognizing how brutal fate can be. In boxing, survival earns more respect than any belt. Anthony Joshua walking away from this incident reminds fans why he is admired far beyond wins and losses. Meanwhile, Jake Paul remains disconnected from this reality, living in a world where drama is content and consequences are optional. That separation grows wider with every reaction like this, and the boxing community notices it clearly.
Bless you, AJ. You're one lucky lad. God bless you, man. I'm glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck everybody, and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can.
When figures at the highest level speak about Anthony Joshua's condition, it confirms how serious the situation truly is. Discussions around brain damage are never taken lightly in boxing, a sport that already demands so much from the human body. Anthony Joshua has given years of service to this game, and now the priority is his long-term health, not spectacle. This is where Jake Paul's involvement becomes even more troubling. Boxing is not a playground for reckless behavior or publicity-driven chaos. If the sport is prepared to ban someone, it is because lines have been crossed. Anthony Joshua represents discipline, sacrifice, and professionalism. Jake Paul represents risk without responsibility. That contrast explains why the industry is closing ranks around Joshua while distancing itself from Paul entirely. Eddie Hearn reinforces what true leadership looks like in boxing. When crisis hits, promotion stops and protection begins. Anthony Joshua is surrounded by people who care about his life more than his earning potential. That speaks volumes. This is the structure that has always separated real boxing from manufactured celebrity narratives. Jake Paul thrives in moments where attention outweighs responsibility, but here, attention means nothing. Care, compassion, and accountability take over. Anthony Joshua has earned that support through years of professionalism. If Jake Paul has indeed been banned following this incident, it sends a clear message that boxing still values integrity over influence.
Be there for them and the family, anything they need. You know, sometimes when someone is a star, they have a lot of things in their life taken care of for them. So you really have to move into that mode in this situation as well. Make sure obviously they're getting the best medical attention, make sure their family are safe and happy and as happy.
This entire situation has forced boxing to look itself in the mirror. Anthony Joshua's car accident was not just a scare, it was a moment that exposed how fragile life truly is, even for the biggest stars in the sport. The overwhelming support from fighters, promoters, and fans shows the respect Joshua has earned through discipline, humility, and professionalism. On the other side, Jake Paul's name continuing to surface alongside investigations, bans, and controversy paints a very different picture. Boxing is not built on shock value or reckless behavior. It is built on accountability and honor. If Jake Paul has truly been banned, then it sends a powerful message that no amount of money or online fame places you above responsibility. Anthony Joshua's future now must be about recovery, health, and long-term well-being, not rushed returns or manufactured drama. The sport is clearly choosing its side, and it is standing with a real champion who is giving everything to boxing. What happens next could reshape how celebrity boxing is viewed forever. Do you believe boxing made the right call here, or is there more still to come out? Drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for updates, and stay locked in as this story continues to unfold.